This is a photo of me, my brother, and my grandparents, who I call Mama and Ye. I remember my grandparents picking me up every day after school, while my parents are busy working. They take care of me all day while I watched TV, ate congee, and played PlayStation. Recently, I was reminiscing on all of this when I realized, despite growing up with my grandparents, I barely know anything about their lives. All I know is that they're the parents of my dad and that they immigrated from Hong Kong to Canada. I guess we never talked about it, probably because I never asked. So when I decided to take a trip to Hong Kong to reconnect with my Chinese heritage, which I made another video of, link is in the description, I decided that this was also my opportunity to uncover the past of my grandparents, to see their previous lives with my own eyes, to discover who they really were before me. As with everyone's life, there's so much that makes up a life. So for this trip, I decided to only focus on one thing: what my grandparents did for a living in Hong Kong. And what I found was surprising. Their work was closely related to death. They were owners of a gravestone factory. What an interesting occupation, right? Apparently, the company still exists to this day. And so, with that knowledge and a little help from my friend Sean, I was off to see it all for myself. We've arrived in Taiwan, which is the eastmost point of Hong Kong Island, and it's the area where my grandparents' gravestone factory is located. So I'm going to walk up the mountain and find it, check it out for myself, as well as meet the owners of the place. Let's go. Wrong way.
Okay, Jensen.
The factory should be somewhere on this steep hill. You know, just imagining my grandparents probably every day walking up this mountain to get to the factory. That is quite a memory of struggle, but also perseverance. It's right there. It's right there. No, it's not this one. It's not this one. It's right there. That's my grandpa's name. Tung Gongchong. I don't know how to read Chinese. It's this one. 你好，我係 Jensen， 我係董林個孫嚟㗎。係你係咪？
哦，請入嚟啊！
係啊。
你好，
你係咪萬叔？
係啊，你好，你好。呢間廠你董林係你阿爺個名啊嘛？
係啊。你係咪萬太太？
係啊，我琴晚同你傾電話。
係啊。
呢個我細仔。
你好。
你朋友？
係你個朋友 Sean。
你阿爺阿嫲以前就做呢啲碑㗎嘛？係啊。咁佢同你爹哋移民之後咧，就交低俾我做啊嘛。哇！依家都20幾年。上去墳場度行啊？介唔介意啊？好。
Right off the bat, I was welcomed with open arms by the Mon family. They're such nice people. They told me about my grandparents and how they created many of the gravestones for the cemeteries in Hong Kong, including the one nearby. 睇唔睇到你啲個？
我哋做嗰啲啊？我唔記得邊行啦。
I admit, it's kind of weird touring a cemetery, but in this context, it felt like more of a museum to me. Like I was transported into the past, into the shoes of my grandparents. And there was just so much to see and learn.
見到啲咪扭斜扭咗嘅，咁可能嗰邊啲人睇風水就話望嗰邊靚啊，望住啲山尖啊。呢啲屋頂咧，啲人話就有瓦遮頭，就唔好俾啲雨揼親佢。有啲單白遮咁啦。
呢個天主教差唔多全部都係你阿爺做嘅，你阿嫲好犀利嘅，好勤力嘅嗰陣時。佢
我嫲嫲整。
你嫲嫲咧就黐金，你嫲嫲好叻㗎。
I just found word that my grandpa's dad is buried here. So Mansuk is going to drive us all the way up and I'm going to pay my respects.
這個是你爺爺的爹哋。
哇！邊個？
這個你爺爺嘅爹哋媽咪。
兩個。
他們是在大陸過來的，搬到這裡來26年了。
26 years. It's been here. So this is them, the two of them. At that time, it was very rare that photos would be taken, so they don't have any photos. But now I'm gonna pay my respects to them. Wow, this is crazy. This is like a real connection with my Chinese heritage. 係咪我唔識？唔識咁拜山拜插喺度啦。OK，要唔要刪嗰個眼？
唔使啦，呢個孫嚟拜你啊！好得，好我就中，得好。好啦，我同你攞嗰度化咗佢得啦嚇 ，OK 啦。唔該。
So Jensen, how does it feel to pay respects finally?
I'm just so I'm such in a foreign place right now. Like I've never done this before, and the emotional side is coming to me now. It's crazy how my family has gone so far, going from here to all the way to Canada. How all our families, not just mine. Sometimes we forget our ancestors, but we gotta make our time to revisit the homeland sometimes and pay our respects. Definitely. So right now I'm burning essentially money. This is symbolizing money, and so it's giving fortune and prosperity.
佢兩個咧都係喺大陸執嗰啲火化咗攞過嚟嘅。OK 啦。
So we just got to the top of this cemetery building, and wow, you can see all of Hong Kong here. I still have lots to learn about my grandparents, my great-grandparents, even my parents. But during this trip, I definitely learned one thing: that everyone leaves behind a legacy. Whether that legacy is ordinary or extraordinary, positive or negative, everyone contributes to history in their own way, one way or another.
好，咁我走啦，拜拜啦，
多謝你，
唔使多謝啊，
好見啊，
拜拜啦。
And they're off. Uncle and Auntie Man. Wow, that was such an experience, being able to revisit my grandparents' factory, being able to see all the gravestones, and just seeing my family legacy in Hong Kong. I'm so glad that I had Sean by my side to help me film the whole thing. How did you find the experience as well?
It was definitely one of the more unconventional side of Hong Kong that we visited. Very local, very traditional in many ways. Yeah, we went to a graveyard, right?
Yeah, we went to a
can you believe that? It was such a cool experience.
If you can, I suggest you look into the past and the legacy of your family. I'm not gonna lie, you'll be in for a ride. It might be eye-opening, it might be uncomfortable, but whatever it may be, I guarantee you that it will contain lessons, realizations, moments where you can learn from. And with that new knowledge, I'm sure that you'll be closer to creating the legacy that you'll want the next generation to remember you by.